welcome back to the Director's Garage. I am your host and resident idiot, Michael. And now, folks, I have a lot of stuff for sale down in the Director's Garage sale down below. And now, I haven't listed anything on Headphone yet, but that's going to come soon. But if you want first dibs on some of the super cans from my 8 is Enough shootout and a few other things, now's your time to pick something up. Now, some great product there, and I think they're at a fairly reasonable, decent price. Also, selling my Noble Audio Custom Sultan with the purple pinecone inlay. This is the best IEM I've ever heard. It is my #1 ranked IEM currently, and I'm making room for that Viking Ragnar from Noble. This IEM, the Sultan, is over $3,000 new, and it comes with a flight case and full packaging. How's that for a sales job? One other note, so stupid. I've had some people alarmed by what I'm selling off. Now keep in mind, if one thing sells, it may open up the door for something else to stay. So, for instance, if someone wants the Susvara and picks it up, that would fund a new Focal 2022, so I could keep the old Focal as a reference for comparison. Or I can sell the Focal to somebody. I can possibly keep the Carbon for a comparison with, say, the X9000. So a lot of what's coming next is based on what people want to buy today. So hit me up at directorsgarage@gmail.com. Now today we're adding a brand new headphone to the Director's Garage. It's an over-ear that I purchased with my own cold hard cash, and I bought it from Audio 46, where if you use the coupon code Director's Garage, all one word, you can save an extra 5% on most of the items they carry, while giving a little love back to this show. Full disclosure.
What's in the box?
So, what did I pick up? Well, it's time to dig in, folks. She cuts you once, she cuts you twice, but still, you believe. The wound is so fresh you can taste the blood, but you don't have the strength to leave. You got that one? That's Stiletto by Billy Joel. Stiletto by Billy Joel off his 52nd Street album. All right, not much to do here. It's not really a box, as you can see. It's more of an envelope, but I can promise you what's inside is worth taking a look at. It's something I've wanted here for a few weeks, and I'm kind of through it, so I don't know. Can I get it out of this package? Let's see. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh, we got ourselves a Bathys, or do you say Bathys? Whatever you want to call it. It is an $800 Bluetooth juggernaut, getting a lot of praise around the headphone community. Now, I do love me some tech, and this promises to bring it. So, can Focal deliver on the Bathys? And I say, why the heck not? I mean, I've been testing a lot of Bluetooth over-ears since the show went on the air 123 episodes ago, and this has the potential to be the best one yet. But will it live up to the hype? Let's just open the box. All right, it looks like a slip case, so I'm going to try and carefully go down the seams here. And we'll pull this off. And then let's see if we can kind of get them to slide on out of here. Well, that ain't how it opens at all. It looks like it's actually a flip box now that I look at it more. Let's just rip all this off of here. Now, are you ready? Oh, we got ourselves a headphone case, but it's a flat case. Look at this. This is much different from any of the Focal products cases to date. By comparison, here is the Focal Utopia soft case, and you can see we've got ourselves some serious differences here. You know, this one's like all sculpted and fat. Look how fat that is by comparison. Hey! Let's check out some of the other things you get with the Bathys. It looks like you get a little instruction manual, Parlez-vous français? And it looks like you get a little Focal at a glance, something about the manufacturing process, a little something like that. I don't know that you need any of this stuff. And here are some QR codes if you want to get them. Can you get them real quick? Because they're gone. All right, on the case, you can see a subtle little rubber F Focal logo. That's kind of cool. Kind of cool, kind of cool. And then let's open this thing up and let's get our first look at these guys. All right, here we go. You ready for this one? Pwah! And oh, these look super, super nice. Look at the inlay on this. Now this is metal, folks. This is all metal here. Metal construction, and you know, we all know that this thing lights up here. We'll check that out in a second. What else do you get? You get yourself a little mono cable if you want to go wired off of these things, and then you get a charging cable, which is USB-C to USB-C. Pulling these out and looking at the construction, fine leather on the top band here. That's very nice. The ear cups look plush and leathery-like. I don't know if these are removable in the way that the other Focal products are. I'll have to check on that. I want to look that up before I just try and yank on them. But looks good enough. You can kind of see the driver in here. Definitely dynamic driver. Nothing surprising there. On the bottom, you got a bunch of switches. This is kind of interesting. You've got an off, a DAC, and an on switch. And that seems to be your, and then you've got a main, looks like a noise canceling maybe button over here. It's not real clear what these are. A little cryptic on some of these markings here, but let's take a look. This looks like it's your pair button right here. This looks like you push the middle and that's going to pair it with your device. I'm not sure what this button is here. It's totally unlabeled. Not sure what it is. We'll have to sort of put them on. I don't read directions. I don't read much at all, do I? Okay. All right, we got the SP1000 here ready to go, and then I'm going to power these on and let's see what happens. Ooh, you get the little Focal lighting up. It's going, please Bluetooth me. I just want to connect. Whatever. Now check out the turn on sound. Kind of cool. And popping up here, you can see the Focal Bathys. Let's pair to them. All right, let's put them on and check them out. Get the fit right. And oh my, noise cancellation is definitely engaged off the top. Now, I'm going to just start pushing buttons and see what happens. And oh, okay. So that's the pass-through mode. I've just activated the pass-through mode with the noise cancellation on. And let's go back to the noise cancellation. Wow, it just shuts everything out. This is really good noise cancellation. I've got to give credit to Focal out of the gate for that, because this is next level. And they're a little bit tight on the head, and I guess I would expect that from a headphone that's got to lay flat for travel. They're not going to be the biggest profile. Certainly compared to the Utopia, which they're trying to mimic, you can see there's a lot more heft to the Utopia build, and you get the carbon fiber hold versus a wire spring. But these feel very light on the ear. They're a little tight in though. I'm feeling a little closed in with these, whereas with the Utopia it's more of a nicer feel. It just feels a little more natural to me and softer. They're like, the clamp's not as tight, but I guess those are the trade-offs you make with a, you know, with a travel set of headphones. All right, we are blinked and synced. I guess it's a thing. And it's time to check out what these bad boys, or are they girls? I can't tell. I think we got to go into a director's garage sound impression though to see what these things can do. Sound impression. And I'm going to give these things a test off the top. I'm going to go to Hell Freezes Over and we're going to check out that incredible version of Hotel California and see how that sounds, because there is some bass happening. There's all kinds of good things happening with this. And I'm going to crank these up. They get reasonably loud. I'm noticing a lot of detail with the fingers on the strings. This sounds really good. The one thing I always worry about with Focal headphones is brightness. They tend to tune a little bit in the upper treble like push there. And these definitely have that detail off the top. And oh, the bass kicked. Oh, these have got some bass. It's a nice start for this headphone. The big kick drum coming in. Oh, these even have a little bit of a sound stage, surprisingly. Not terribly wide, but I'm getting some nice shaker effects off to the side here. Great Focal, typical Focal imaging. Everything's got a great location in the soundstage. So far, very impressed with the dynamics on these. It's a win so far, especially with this track. This sounds very good. Great noise cancellation. I'm hearing a little bit of metallic up top though. This may be too much. So there's a decent sub-representation, which is something that I worry about sometimes with Focal. This sounds very nice. Oh, Henley's voice is good. These might push a little bright though. These are nice, but they do sound a little bit on the bright side, like the treble is over accentuated, that upper mid lower treble region, and that's something that unfortunately has been plaguing most of my experiences with Focal headphones. It's kind of a sound signature for Focal, and I'm not thrilled with that. It's a little edgy. I want to do one thing too here before we go too far. I do want to plug these in and I want to hear what they sound like wired, because traditionally these Bluetooth connections can be a little sketch with the sound. Interesting, off Bluetooth, I'm getting a little more mid-bass down low, but I don't know that they're doing much for the brightness on this headphone. So I'm actually preferring the sound of these things on the Bluetooth over the wired version, at least from this first little test. All right, so we're off to it. I'm really impressed with the bass so far. I'm a little unsure about the brightness of these headphones. So I'm now going to switch over to the Cayin N8 and I'm going to pair them with this. And the reason I'm doing this is because I've had better audio experiences with the Cayin N8 on Bluetooth than I have on the SP1000 traditionally. Now I prefer the SP1000 because the SP1000 brings me things like Tidal, whereas the Cayin N8 does not. But we're all hooked up now on the Cayin. And we'll go back to that Eagles track and I'll check it out again. It sounds cleaner on this. I don't know if it's going to have that bright end problem. I still love the sub bass, very good. It just sounds a little cleaner in the Bluetooth off the Cayin for some reason. And it's been like that with every single Bluetooth headphone I've tried. And it seems to present a little nicer top end. I gotta give credit for the detail though. There is a lot of detail happening here. Yeah, this is presenting a lot darker. I actually like this sound off the Cayin N8 more than off the SP1000. It's much less bright. This sounds more tamed and reined in, and I still get that bass extension. It's a better pairing. All right. So now I'm going to check out something to really test the brightness on this thing, and I'm going to go to a track called Hey You off of The Wall by Pink Floyd, and we'll see how that does. Now this is a track that's kind of ethereal, and it starts off with gentle picking and some bass bends. You get a full range sound, and then it's going to build to a gigantic crescendo towards the end. And I'm impressed with the detail on these, and I'm impressed with the sub bass. The mids seem fine. I just, you know, it's that treble area, and it's always like that with me and Focal. And it's something that I really did not appreciate about the Stellia that a lot of people loved. So take that with a grain of salt. I'm getting a better feel. This actually has a little bit of the presentation of the Atrium. It's got a little rounded off top, and it gives a little darker feel. Comes off maybe a little more in the natural range on the top. Down low, this thing's kicking a lot. It's definitely got bass representation, and it's got deep bass representation. It's a little shaky in the quality of that deep bass. Gonna take some more listening for sure. You get your slam on with these. They definitely brought that, and that's something that sort of is a Bose-ish sound. They didn't cheat on that at all. They're kind of trying to wow people, thinking a lot of people are going to be listening to the movies on these things. People, you know, on their iPads or on a screen on the plane. You're going to be watching a movie, TV shows, whatever. So they want that rumble low, and I get that. It's a little bit much for Pink Floyd, I gotta say, but I'm liking the overall shape of the sound. Okay, we're gonna move on now to some Alanis Morissette, and I'm gonna go to her most unappreciated album, maybe, and that's Under Rug Swept. And I'm gonna go down to a song called Hands Clean, and this is a beautiful number. It's a deep track, lots of beautiful acoustic guitars, and then it kind of builds in, and it builds in with some harmonies and stuff. It's very nice and a very intimate vocal. I like what these are doing in the mid bass. I think in the sort of lower bass, it didn't like the Pink Floyd. This is sounding better. And it sounds to me like the brightness has come back a little bit on this one. There's almost a little bit of a mid honk on this song. I'm liking the spatial effects. I'm liking the clarity of the headphone, but it's lacking some speed down low, and it's got a nice sub. It's kind of just a little bit unbalanced. This is a good headphone to shoot out with the Lyric. Now, I know the Lyric is a lot more expensive, but as a closed back, I'd be interested to test a track like this, which does push bright and a little grating on Alanis's vocal. I'd like to compare this with what how the Lyric handles it, because the Lyric handles this kind of music like butter. See, now we get to the bridge. Nice, expansive, not as in your face. This is gorgeous. And then you get to the verse, and the verse is beautiful and intimate. She's right on top of the mic. It's gorgeous. And then we get into the chorus, and she's edgy. That's where it starts falling apart on this song. All right, let's move on now. I'm going to finish off with some Black Crowes, and I'm going to go to their most popular record, the Southern Harmony and Musical Companion. And the song is Thorn in My Pride, and this is a song that starts out with acoustic, and it just kind of starts filling in the different areas of the musical sound stage. You get the acoustic guitar, and then you get little guitars over here. You got a nice little syncopated drum beat going on, and then some keyboards. It's just a beautiful sound canvas that they paint this song on. It's one of my very favorites of theirs. And this is beautiful. Best thing I've heard so far on this. Stuff that's wider and a little more spacious and not as like piling on. That's where this headphone shines. This is the best case for the Bathys so far. Lovely. This is like all of the elements are coming together, and they're painting this beautiful picture. Chris Robinson's vocal cutting right through, but it's not in that grating range the way Alanis was. So that tells me male vocals a little better on this headphone. Female vocals get the wrong one, and it can grate on you a little bit. See, I could listen to this all day. This is great. They're a little on the warm side. This is not the, I guess you expect that from something like this that's got the noise cancellation working. Oh, it's soulful, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's giving me the feels. I'm getting the goosebumps on this. This is a great place to end it. This is fantastic. Now that was worth the price of admission. Very expensive $800 admission. I think honestly, I think that the story is still kind of out on these. Now, I think that, first of all, I got to give them props on the design. This is inspired. It's beautiful. It's got some tech vibes with this lit up LED Focal logo. Excellent noise cancellation. Maybe the best noise cancellation I've ever heard in a headphone. And that's an achievement in itself. So credit to Focal there. I just am a little bit on the fence about that treble region. Man, these things pushed bright in a few places that I really wish they hadn't. Definitely better on the Cayin N8 than the SP1000, I'll say that. But when I got to the Black Crows and Thorn in My Pride off of Southern Harmony, that to me was the win. That was a perfect song on this headphone. I got goosebumps from it. It was so good. It really, that was a perfect presentation. So little hit or miss on the music today. So we'll definitely do a deep dive on the sound of these. We'll do a full sound check and we'll check out things like detail and speed and then the bass response, the treble, and we'll see where these things hold together and where they fall apart. So that's the Focal Bathys, or if you're a dork like me, you say Bathys. Now, $800 of wireless tech. Now, coming up on the Director's Garage, we will have a sound check and a shootout of that impressive Meze 109 Pro. Maybe a better place to spend that $800, no? We'll be checking them out against Meze's other offerings and talking about what makes the 109 special and where its lower price kind of rears its angry face. I'll also have a new budget-minded IEM on deck, so make sure you are subscribed to the Director's Garage so you don't miss any of the live action. We live stream once per week. Check out our community page where I post the updates. Thanks for stopping by today, and I will see you before you know it.